My ex-husband is moving back to our home state, but it would mean that I wouldn't see my kids anymore, and when I told my husband my girls were my top priority, and that I would move to be with them, he didn't quite understand that I was being serious. Posted by u/Settlefolks. I have 2 girls with my ex, 36M. They are wonderful girls in my entire world. However, they live with my ex full-time while I get every other weekend and some holidays. Now my ex was just offered a job and it's a really good job and I'm happy for him, however, it's in another state. And I'm pretty sure he's going to take it because it's in his home state where all his family is. It's also my home state, as that's where we met and my family all lives there too. So knowing that this is something my ex is going to do, I decided to discuss it with my husband, and some options. I told him that if my ex does go back there I would like to be with my children and my family. Of course I can't expect him to immediately lift his life and move with me, but I was trying to figure out if there was way we can do this. At first he was treating it lightly and was like, yeah, I'm sure you'll be able to visit them or see them at Christmas, but when I was being serious, he grew upset. He told me that he didn't want to move anywhere and that I shouldn't either, that our lives were here. And I agree. However, my children are also my life and I know for a fact that I wouldn't be able to see them consistently anymore, because they would live so far away, so it would be more rare that I see them. Anyways, he called me selfish for not thinking with him, and I told him if I was selfish I wouldn't have brought it up and made up my mind, and then I told him that my children came first in my life. And now he's refusing to talk to me and claimed I was being self-centered and inconsiderate. So now I'm asking Reddit, am I a jerk for telling my husband my children come first? And considering following them back to my home state? Edit. Some people have been asking for this information. Here it is. I would like to explain that there is a reason I have visitation rights, and that's because I have had a history of being an absent parent and not prioritizing my children in my life. I know that court will side with my ex. I'm close to my children and I love them wholeheartedly, and I do think that this move, if it does end up happening, but most likely it will, would be beneficial for them as it's closer to both our extended families. Edit number 2. I've gotten a lot of advice and a lot of judgment. I do want to say that I am going to do some couples therapy for me and my husband. I think that's the best way to do things. Edit number 3. I'm adding this because I have been getting a lot of these comments and they're really affecting me. I forgot how hurtful the internet can be. First of all, I was an absentee parent. I was absent for the younger years. They are current 10 to 8 years old. I have spent years building back the trust and love of being a mother. I am on schedule to have 50-50 custody. Because of all this, my children are my priority and I would do anything for them. Edit number 4. Last edit because I forgot to mention this. I am not trying to give my husband an ultimatum. This is not a yes or no situation. I love my husband and am going to discuss every option with him. And I am also going to go over my custody order to see if anything can be changed. Thank you everyone for your comments. It really made me think a lot and I appreciate it. Edit number 5. I can't respond to comments anymore, so I will answer your questions here. My ex is okay with me having 50-50. We have talked about it, and we have discussed it. When it comes down to it, he won't fight. We have both decided this is what is best for the girls. Now because he is considering moving, this might change the way things are, and I believe the best way for me to go is to follow my children. However, there is obviously a lot to think about, so we'll see how everything turns out. If it's wanted, I could post an update later. Update. 1 month later. No one really asked for this and it wasn't asked for, but because of the number of comments and feedback was getting, I just felt the need to post an update. During the last month, my ex has taken the job and is in the process of moving states. He has found a place and is getting ready for the transfer. After several discussions with my husband and a huge discussion about priorities, we have both decided to move together to follow my children. This was no easy choice for the both of us, and it was a very tight decision, but we finally came to the conclusion together that we didn't want to be apart from each other nor my children. Since my husband works remotely, he will be keeping his job for now but is already seeking a new one in the state. I have already contacted my previous employer and in the talks for a job as well. We will be staying with a family relative until we find a place of our own. When we finally settle down and have a home that can house my children, I will be filing for 50-50 custody. And I'm pretty sure I am going to get it, as this is what both I, my ex, and husband want. I want to thank everyone who commented on my last post, even the ones that said not so nice things. I realize that owning up and fixing my mistakes is very difficult to do, but I am slowly but surely doing it. This community is truly a treasure. Thank you.